I truly believe that. Stories untold, I pray that we get to unfold. Don't kill them, we don't need to see that. A black man is king, I think that is crucial. If not for the grown-ups, the kids should move you. Representation, let it multiply. Stop telling the stories how legacies die. We can explore the world of Wakanda by addition and not replacement. 1.3 billion, how was that? And I'm making a statement. Being pigeonholed to a role like there could be only one is deflating. Man, it's a mindset that ain't died yet, cause the lack of seeing our faces. Sure, we can be the queen of the nation. Women should feast, we want elevation. Now, wouldn't it be dope if they rose up together without doing something as cold as erasing them? We got respect for Ryan and Nate. They doing their best, they stuck in the middle, but I hope they think about what is at stake. Don't rush it, but please let the saga continue. Doubling down on black death is a trope we no longer want to handle. Wakanda forever, T'Challa forever. It's never been about the man, so what is we saying? This ain't about phantom and getting my way. It's all for the love, it's not for the hate. No matter what people are trying to say, we cast T'Challa. We cast T'Challa.
So, a black Captain America, huh?
Damn right. We built this country. Bled for it. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it. Not after what everybody before me went through.
What's up? What's up? Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing out there? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. I really do appreciate it. If you do celebrate, I hope you had a wonderful holiday this past Thursday. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Whether you celebrate or not, I just hopefully you had a day off and you was able to relax and able to eat some good food, spend some quality time with all your family and friends and loved ones and all that, and you were just able to, just enjoy yourself, kick back and just enjoy life. And I know I did. My mom came through with the food, and we also had a great win for the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants. So let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? They're doing good this year. I think the record is 8-3. So that puts us in second place in the NFC East, right behind Philadelphia Eagles. We have beat the Giants twice, and so that's great. I was rubbing it in some people's face over the past weekend. Hopefully you guys stayed out of all of that Black Friday mayhem as well. I haven't participated in Black Friday in years. I even thought to myself, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go this year, maybe like not the next day, but just in the middle of the day or maybe Saturday to pick up a couple of Blu-rays. I was gonna say DVDs. Who buys DVDs anymore? Do they even make DVDs anymore? But some Blu-rays, some 4K. But I didn't even do that. I want to get the Top Gun. Is that even out yet on Blu-ray? I saw there's a guy I check out on YouTube, and he gives not a review of the movie or how good or bad it is. He reviews the audio and video quality, and he said that he gets stuff early, and he said that the video and audio quality for Top Gun Maverick, is pure perfection. So I can't wait to get all those IMAX scenes, and but I didn't do all that. But hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully you had a good Black Friday. Hopefully you had a great Saturday, a great Sunday, and you relaxed. Hopefully you got your clothes washed and dried and folded and put up. Hopefully you got your grocery shopping done, your food prep. Hopefully your couch is clean, your house is clean, and you vacuumed and you dusted, and you are ready, and you got your snacks, you got your drinks, you got your libations, you in your pajamas, you got your heat on or your heaters turned on, and you got your feet kicked up to enjoy another episode of Just My Opinion Movie News Roundup show. But I love it. I see that we have. Oh, and let me know. It was suck. I didn't even check if I was muted this whole time. Right before I went live, I was having a little issue with the audio because I had to unhook my computer and have it looked at again, and I'm still dealing with that. So let me know how I'm looking. Let me know how I'm sounding and all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it. I see that we have 65 people watching right now. But let's see how many thumbs up we got. Do we have at least 60 thumbs up? Hopefully, we got 37. 37 all dogs go to heaven. I don't even think that rhymes. But if we can get 60 thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. But as you guys are thumbing up the video, let me go ahead and start shouting you guys out. We got God's Child in the building. Hey, what's going on, God's Child? Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. D-Weave in the building. Bob Iger, please fix the MCU. Yes, we do need that fixed. We do need that fixing. Zia Latrice in the building. Please like the video. What's up, Zia? How you doing, ma'am? Thank you for being here. OG moderator. Also have Karma Serene in the building. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, Karma? Saw your video as well. You should do more of them where you're talking about the sports or boxing at least, because you do educate your boy over here. I like it. Good energy. Keep up the good work, ma'am. Soto, what's up, JMO fam? How are you doing? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Profess the Film Fam. Good evening, sir. How are you, sir? How are you? Thank you for being here. Jasmine W. Hey, Brandon and chat. What's going on, Jasmine? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Cynthia Charles. Happy Sunday, JMOers. I love it. Yes, I love it. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Got Zion Rivas. You are not late. You are on time. Thank you, Zion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And right here, I got myself posting that SoundCloud link, Spotify, and also Buzzsprout to get my audio only podcast. So thank you for that. Natalie in the building. Finally hung some pictures in my apartment. Feeling good. That's what's up, Natalie. You do feel good when you hang those pictures up. I have another spot right over here that I need to fill in, and I got another spot over here, and then my apartment will be completely decorated after 10 years. Ain't that something? And Natalie, you're gonna think I'm crazy. You're gonna think I'm crazy. You're gonna think I'm crazy because 2 weeks ago you left the comment saying, "Hey B, do you have any recommendations for seeing movies early?" And I like blew past the comment, like not realizing you was asking me a question. I thought you was making a note. But then last week I apologized and I was like, "My bad. I realized you was asking me a question." And then after the show, I realized I still didn't answer her question. I just acknowledged it. So she's like, "This dude is crazy. He just don't get it." So let me go ahead and do that now. You asked a question 2 weeks ago about seeing movies early. And Eman did mention this, but I'm going to do it again. We got GoFobo.com. Check it out. Just go GoFobo.com and just sign up for the screenings. You guys are smart. You can figure out how it works. After that, you have advancedscreening.com. Again, just go to advanced screenings, type in your city zip code, and just follow along. Y'all will catch on. But you have another one, mindonmovies.com. Mindonmovies.com. Same concept, and there's other little sites like I don't mean to say little like I'm hating, but there's other sites like this out there as well that you can find. I also recommend, and this is no slick talk, just Google stuff. Like, especially if you stay in a major city, because when I started, this is how we all started. This is how Eman started. This is how Sharronda started. This is how I started. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We were just trying to figure stuff out, and it grew from there. You know what I'm saying? I think the first early screening I went to was in 2011. Beastly, that live action Beauty and the Beast remake. It was an okay movie. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. I'm trying to get on these press lines and interviews. But anyway, this is how we all started, waiting in line, not always guaranteed to get in. But when I was talking about Googling, I remember on Friday, when I started doing reviews, first it was Facebook, and then it was written, then it transitioned to YouTube, and I still write. I just happened to be off, like my off days from my full-time job was Fridays. I was working Monday through Thursday, off on Friday, off on Sunday, but I worked Saturday, so I had a free day Friday. So I would just spend all day at the movies. And then one day, a young lady commented on one of my little posts, was like, "Hey, when are you going to start seeing movies early? Since you do this, you're decent at it." I was like, you know what? Let me try to figure that out. I didn't know. So I just started Googling stuff, how to see movies early in Dallas. And I found this Yahoo group called Dallas Movie Screenings or something and it was a Yahoo group. And then I was like, okay. And I just kind of followed along. And then that's how I found out about GoFobo. That's how I found out about advanced screening. And then it just kind of went on from there. So hopefully, again, you got GoFobo. Where's your comment at, Natalie? Well, actually didn't leave the comment. I brought it up, but I'm going to still find you. Yeah. So you got GoFobo, advanced screenings, and Mind on Movies. And hopefully the movie guys will forever be in you guys' favor. But thank you for all your support, Natalie. I do appreciate it. The Big Auntie Energy Show. Hey, I made it to the live. Yes, I'm so glad you did. Thank you for being here, the Big Auntie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We got Alita. What's going on, ma'am? Howdy, Jam On fam. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Daniel Davis in the building. What's good? What's good? Pretty B. Hey, we lit. We are. What's going on, Pretty B? Thank you for being here. Kev Z247. If you don't start the stream now, I know something. What's going on? What's going on? Patience, my friend. Patience. Patience. If you don't start the stream, patience. I know you're joking, but thank you for being here. Carla Care, what's going on? How good people? I can say B, what's going on? What's going on? Lawrence Gerard, yes, sir. Great intro with T'Challa and Captain America. I love it. Yeah, Captain America over here got to represent for Black America already. What else we got? Why are you over here booing, Big Auntie? Why are you booing? We got Michael Johnson in it. Why everybody booing? What's going on? Oh, because y'all hating on Dallas. That's right. I got you. Don't be hating. Don't be hating. But what's going on, Michael Johnson? How you doing? Let's see all these haters in my chat. On my square, what's going on? Miss Thanksgiving because I'm serving my country, but I'm glad we caught the game. Go Giants. Well, hey, go Giants, but y'all lost. No, I'm teasing, but thank you for being here. Marvels, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Got Kenny Pierce in the building. What's up? What's up? Jessica Lynn, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Jimmy, you in the building. What up, behavior? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. Thank you. Hope you had one too. Gallivantress X, Marcy X in the building. Hey, B, what is up? Hey, Marcy, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Jenna James in the building. So, fam, man, Rico or one off the topic. The nunchucks routine was great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Was great on IG. I think that's what you're trying to say. But hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I was actually thinking, I was like, should I, try to, iron out the skills a little bit more and post more videos on IG? I don't want to hurt myself and break something, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Zia's in the building. What's going on, Zia's? Hi, y'all. How you doing? How you doing? Let's see. We got Lawrence in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see here. Got thrown off for a second. What's up, Mr. Arturo? How you doing? How you doing? Def Rock in the building. What up? What up? What up? Did I get everybody? I love it, Jenna. Go Cowboys already. Love my Cowboys, but my Sooners football and Duke basketball lost this weekend. Shaking my effing head. Well, I'm so sorry about that, Zias, but hopefully they can get a win next weekend or whenever they play. Yeah, next weekend. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And if you like, we can go ahead and get started. But before we do, please make sure you follow me on SoundCloud. Make sure you follow me on Spotify and check out all the links over at buzzsprout.com. Your boy would really, 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 really appreciate it. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me do this real quick. Left out an image that I need, the main image to get this party started. What the hell am I doing? I am tripping. Wait a minute. Does it not want to load up? Am I going crazy? Okay, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to the Movie News Roundup show number 86, guys. Can y'all believe it? We are at 86 shows. Before you know it, we will be at 100. I am coming to you live right now on YouTube at youtube.com/justmyopinionreviews. Also twitch.com/justmyopinionreviews. Still not on Facebook. I'm working on that. But if you want to follow me on social media, you can. My handle is on the screen for Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. And if you're interested in what we will be talking about today, everything will be in the description box of this video with the respective links for you to read at your own leisure. And to all my moderators out there, please, please, please. Protect the sanctums. And protect the sanctums. Thank you so much. Have no idea if anybody's going to be popping up today, but just in case, Mr. Ron Burgundy, I do need your help, sir.
If I'm going to do this, I'll need my news team at my side. News team, assemble!
Thank you, Ron. I do appreciate it. That man, he never lets me down. He is always coming through in the clutch whenever I need him. It's what's up. It's what's up. It's what's up. So I love it. Thank you so much. And let's follow Zia and Marcy's lead by hitting this thumbs up on the video. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. But let's go ahead and move on to the first topic of the day. And it is a sad one, unfortunately, because, I want everybody to be healthy. And it does not seem that way on the surface for one of our favorite actors right now in Hollywood, or at least for myself, if you're a fan of the MCU. We're talking about the gentleman by the name of Thor, aka Chris Hemsworth. Unfortunately, he is having to step away from acting. And I have this report right here from Huffington Post for topic number 1. Chris Hemsworth reveals he is taking time off from acting after Alzheimer's revelation. This is horrible. The actor discovered he is genetically predisposed to development the disease during a recent episode of Disney Plus's Limitless. I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but let me know in the comment section if it's any good. And guys, if you're watching this via live or on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Chris Hemsworth is stepping back from acting after discovering he's genetically predisposed to develop Alzheimer's disease. The Thor actor discovered the news while filming the 5th episode of the Disney Plus series Limitless, in which he meets with a doctor and discovers he has a genetic predisposition for the progressive disease that destroys memory and other important mental functions. Hemsworth DNA contains 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, making his chance of developing the progressive neurologic disorder 8 to 10 times higher than the average person's. Damn. He told Vanity Fair in an article published Thursday that after learning the news, he plans to pause his work after wrapping up his press tour for the documentary series. That's just horrible. The 39-year-old's grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and he told Vanity Fair a bit more about it. I'm not sure he actually remembers much anymore. He slips in and out of a Dutch, which is his original language, Hemsworth said. He'll be talking in Dutch and English and then mash up and then maybe some other new words as well. The Australian actor revealed that filming the episode about such a heavy topic made him realize he's not ready to go yet. The genetic revelation also led to him meeting with deaf doulas for the series' final episode. Though Hemsworth said it's not like I've been handed my resignation, he admitted the culmination of experiences gave him the nudge to take time off from acting, which I agree with wholeheartedly. It really triggered something in me to want to take some time off, Hemsworth said, and since we finished the show, I've been completing the things I was already contracted to do. The star already wrapped up production on his upcoming movies, Netflix Extraction 2 and George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road prequel, Furiosa. Now, when I finish this tour week, I think I'm going to go home and I'm going to have a good chunk of time off and just simplify, he added. Be with the kids, be with my wife. Hemsworth and his wife, Elsa Pataky, 46, share 3 children, 10 years old and 2 8-year-old twins. The father of 3 went on to share that Disney presented him a version of Limitless Sans diagnosis, but he was firm about keeping the full version. Look, if this is motivator for people to take a better care of themselves and also understand that there are steps you can take, then fantastic, Hemsworth said. He added, my concern was I just didn't want to manipulate it and over to dramatize it and make it into some sort of hooky grab at empathy or whatever for entertainment. I respect that too. Hemsworth, who suited up for over 8 MCU films as the Hammer, Wood, and God of Thunder, also shared an interview that he's completely open to revisiting the titular character at some point, which we will discuss next. I've always loved the experience, the actor said, by playing Thor. I've been very thankful I've been able to do something different each time. Episodes of Limitless are now streaming on Disney Plus. Man, that's horrible, man. That's an understatement to say, but that is very, very sad. I mean, to lose your memory, Alzheimer's. Oh, I mean, I just pray that doesn't happen to anybody, you know. That's just serious. I don't blame him. He says, I'm taking a break. Got a little coin in the bank. I'm going to spend some time with the family, the wife, or the kids. And that makes sense for me. You know, those are the people that love you most, hopefully. And so those are the people that you want to spend, you know, your time with. And I really do like Chris Hemsworth as an actor, as a performer. He's very talented, very entertaining for the most part, I think. And I want to see him reign supreme in his roles that he takes on as long as possible. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do and take a break. And I respect that again wholeheartedly. And so hopefully, you know, it won't develop any further, and you know, he can continue to do what he wants to do. You know, but yeah, that is terrible, Marvels. Yeah, Hemsworth must be devastated. I agree. Pretty B, yeah, so sad. Hope he can find preventative treatment. Glad he's taking a break. Me too. Me too. Hope he takes all the time he needs. I agree. Marcy X, good evening, chat. Sorry I have not been around. It's really busy from. Oh, you good, man. You good. I'm glad you made it tonight too. Zia, it's sad to watch loved ones go through Alzheimer's. I hope he finds preventative treatment. Same here. Kenny Pierce, being an actor with Alzheimer's would be wild. I couldn't imagine. Exactly. Let's see here. Infinity War was Thor's greatest Thor. True. Soto, this is a sad thing. With that being said, I guess Marvel will have to cancel Thor. God will call you out to see what you're going to do. I don't want to jump the gun, because he just said that he doesn't mind coming back, but we'll see. Of course, he's going to get all the prayers and all the love of Kev. He shouldn't have to worry about it for a while. Hopefully not. Actors with Alzheimer's sound like an SNL skit. Really? Interesting. The Big Auntie, I love that he decided to keep the original version. That's very personal for him to share, and it's not to say he does have and it's not to Jesus, and it's not and it's not say he does have it or will, just that his chances are higher than most. Right on. Sevon Smith, Ronald Reagan had it and lived a long time. Right, and I don't think it's fatal, but hopefully Chris Hemsworth can live a long time and not have it as well,
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Well, you guys know what that means. Coming to the stage.
You call. I'm gonna clean you out again.
Welcome, I'm Lando Calrissian. I'm the administrator of this facility.
Wookiees stand out in the crowd. It's good to see you too, old buddy.
We had each other.
Hold on, Chewie.
Yes, it's Mr. Elliot with Movie Files, aka Lando Calrissian, keeping us safe from those evil white supremacists in deep space. My brother, how you doing today? How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing on this Sunday, man? I know your team winning. Sound like you had a good holiday, man. So sound like you're doing good as well, B.
I am doing well, man. I'm doing well, and now especially with you here, sir. I really do appreciate it. How was your holiday?
Good, man. Hey, it was laid back. A lot of my family lives in different parts of the country, part of the state. So I didn't do any traveling this year. So I just kind of, me and the homie, the doggy, chilled at home, made a little food and finished some leftovers today. So it was very laid back. And as you know, B, we got our for consideration stuff. So I had a lot of movies to keep me occupied, man.
Yes,
so that's what I did the last few days, just chilled and watch some movies, man.
Yes, I got they would just come in. I kept getting those knocks at the door, like I can't invite nobody over. Who is this? You know what I'm saying? So
right,
that's what's up right there, man. You talked about food, man. I thought I finished it early this morning, but I got one more plate left of leftovers. I got one more serving of macaroni. I got some stuffing. I think I'm out of ham. And I think I just got macaroni and stuffing left.
Gotcha.
And so I'm gonna turn it up as soon as we're done here.
Yes,
but I do appreciate it, man, and I'm glad you and Thor had a good. Thor is the name of his dog. If you guys didn't know, I didn't want them to get confused because we're talking about Chris Hemsworth. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Elliot with Movie Files, aka Lando. If you love what he has to say, his handle is on the screen for social media. He's in the description box of this video. And like always, he is on my channel tab right here. So show him some love and make sure this man gets to 50K subs before the year is out, or I'm canceling my YouTube channel. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that. But now, Elliot, thank you for being here, man. We're on topic number 1 right now, just talking about the devastating news of Chris Hemsworth having to take a break from acting because he has Alzheimer's, or the beginning stages of it. And so how do you feel about that, man? I'm pretty sure you heard about this. Are you concerned? Does it can you relate? Do you have, I mean, I don't want to ask you your personal information, but how is this affecting you? What do you take of it?
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, I haven't really looked into, because I know it's based on the doc that he put on Disney Plus a couple weeks ago, Limitless or whatnot. So I've only seen the clip. And yeah, I mean, of course, you hear anyone, whether it's celebrity or a friend or a family member, you never want to hear someone potentially losing their memory, man. That's some sad. And I haven't personally been affected with someone in my family, but I had other close people to me who was affected by it, and it's a sad thing to see. And again, based on that clip that I saw, he expressed that sadness. I don't want to forget my family, my wife, and all the stuff I've accomplished. So that's sad to hear. But as far as what I've understood from just that snippet of the clip, it wasn't saying that he has it. It was just saying that it's a high potential that he could get it when he's at that point of his life. So hopefully, knock on wood, with the success he's had with Marvel and other projects, that he has the best doctors possible to, to fight this and to come out on the other side potentially and come and have all the precautions to potentially prevent this from ever happening to him. So, not to write his name in a gravestone quite yet, but I think hopefully it passes him up. And if it does come about, I think it'll be quite a long time before he actually, sees the symptoms really hit him on that level. But neither here nor there, man. It is sad to hear, but I hope that everything works out for him, man.
Same here, man. Same here. Well said. Nice, kind words. And Chris, if you're hearing this, if you're watching us, man, we care about you. We love you, man. We want you to be well, and we're sending all our prayers and love out there to you. And hopefully, we can get past this. Not just so you can continue to entertain us, just so you can be well and happy and fulfilled in your life. And so, and thank you for what you have done so far. And so. Hopefully, he can, he can put this behind us. We all can, and move on with our lives in a positive way. So, And Elliot, if I didn't express it already, again, thank you so much for being here, bro. I really do appreciate it. So, thank you.
It's been a minute, so I had to come and join and say what's up to everyone, man, and everyone in your chat.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you did. But speaking of the same actor, Chris Hemsworth, and the name of your dog, Thor, we're staying on this topic somewhat because in that past article, he was like, hey, I enjoy, playing Thor, but if I'm going to continue, things may have to be a little bit different. And that's what brings us to topic number 2. This is coming from ScreenRant.com. Thor's MCU return needs a drastically different tone, says Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth thinks Thor needs a drastically different tone compared to Thor: Love and Thunder's comedy if he's ever going to return to the MCU. Elliot, before even getting into this, I love this already. And guys, if you're watching this via live or on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And it goes on to say, now that several months have passed since Thor: Love and Thunder's release, Hemsworth is beginning to open up more about his experience on the film and what he wants to see from Thor in the MCU when he returns. The actor recently spoke to Josh Horowitz from the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, and the topic of Thor's future inevitably came up. Hemsworth was asked what's to come next for the God of Thunder after playing so many iterations of the character. He admitted that Thor's MCU return should have a drastically different tone than what audience have seen recently. You look at Thor 1 and 2, they were quite similar. Ragnarok and Love and Thunder are similar. I think it's about reinventing it. I've had such a unique opportunity with Infinity War and Endgame to do very drastic things with the character. I enjoy that. I keep people on their toes. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me invested. I've said this before, but when it becomes too familiar, I think there's a risk it's getting lazy. Then because I know what I'm doing, I don't know if I'm even invited back. But if I was, I think I would have to be drastically different version and tone. Everything just for my own sanity. Thor lost his mind, that last one. He's got to figure it out now. Elliot, I love this, man. This makes me very, very happy. Because I know, I mean, we were all critical of the last iteration of Thor Love and Thunder, you especially. Yep. So how do you feel about this, man? Does it make you happy? Does it make you sad? Do you agree or disagree? How do you feel, sir?
First off, man, shout out to the chat. I'm reading the comments on the side here. They're cracking me up, man. We got some Love and Thunder lovers out there, and being sarcastic. A lot of people hated that film. But no, man, I definitely agree. He said it perfectly in his comments there. Just following the trajectory of the character. 1 and 2 were similar in a sense. 1 was definitely the more Shakespearean, serious version of the character with a tinge of comedy every now and then, because it played to the idea of the fish out of water story with "give me more" and all that stuff that he was in the first film. The second one kind of played a little bit on what we saw him in Avengers, with a little bit of seriousness, with a little bit of comedy, and we saw that a little bit more highlighted in Dark World. But when we got to Ragnarok, we saw more of that just kind of looser version of Hemsworth. Because one thing that a lot of people forget about Chris Hemsworth is that he has great comedic chops, man. He saved a lot of terrible movies in my eyes in a sense of making them at least watchable. I'm thinking of the Ghostbuster films, the road trip movie that he was in with Ed Helms. Like, he was the highlight of those movies because he actually has good comedic timing. So I think as an actor, he wanted to kind of show us that he can hit those beats. So that's when we saw Ragnarok taking on that, version of the character. And then he mentioned in the comments the Infinity War and Endgame. And particularly for me, it's Infinity War. That has been easily the best version of the character. It took in the seriousness of Thor, of him losing his family, losing his eye, losing his hammer, all that stuff. But then having a little comedic moments with Rocket and all the different Guardian moments. So that to me is like the quintessential version of what I would like to see from a Thor character moving forward. Even Endgame to a certain extent. Because he was, woe is me. He was in his feelings. He gained some weight, whatnot. And then when we saw him putting on, fighting against Thanos, I was like, oh, I'm glad we're on the same page. And all. And when he was, that's some great Thor stuff. And unfortunately, him and Taika wanted to do a 2-hour Saturday Night Live sketch, and that's exactly what they did, which is unfortunate because it made the character just seem like a joke at this point. So I'm glad that Chris can realize that is definitely time to pivot. It doesn't mean he has to be straight up on full and seriousness, but it means that he wants to bring a little bit more a different complexity, more layers, and it might be his final chapter, come to Thor 5, if that's even the case. A Thor 5 might not be in the cards. It might just be the next time we see him in Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty or whatnot. So I'm glad that Chris acknowledges that it's time to pivot and it's time to do something new.
Yeah, man. I agree. Hopefully, these comments are funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will see a Thor 5. I think we can probably max it out at 6 films.
Ooh, 6 Thor films.
Because I just want them to stretch it out as much as possible, and I still want to see what is his name, Betty Bill. I still want to see Betty Bill.
Yeah.
And there's other characters that surround Thor's lore, his world, that we want to see. I wouldn't also mind seeing a prequel, seeing Odin fight Surtur, we didn't even really get to see Thor fight Surtur. Hulk threw a punch at him barely in Ragnarok, but it's just a missed opportunity, in my opinion, which really sucks. I just want to see, and like he said himself, Thor 1 and 2 was similar, and then 3 and 4 was more goofy.
Yeah.
But I just want 5 and 6 or just 5 to be completely badass. I know I sent this the other day, but I really do want to see him use this attack in the MCU.
For Odin! For Asgard!
Why haven't we seen that yet, Elliot? Why?
Yeah, listen, this is my favorite Thor, Ragnarok, when he's on that the Rainbow Bridge and he's coming down on Hela's minions. That was kind of a homage to Thor putting down his hammer, and also, of course, in Infinity War, bring me Thanos. We've got hints of that. So hopefully, like you said, in Come 5, it's just straight up, God tier Thor.
Right. Yes, perfectly said. God tier Thor. That's definitely what I want to see. I think we're gonna get it. The films make money, Ragnarok, that's at the highest at 853. That's not it. At 853 worldwide. But it was a bit of a dip between 760, about 100 million less.
Right.
But we have to remember that this not Ragnarok, but Love and Thunder didn't play in China, Russia, and some other larger territories. Because you see here, The domestic for Ragnarok was 315.
Right.
But the domestic for Love and Thunder was 343. So
Right.
that raised, and it probably would have, if it got a China release, it probably would have either came in right at the same as Ragnarok,
Right.
or
Little
made
under.
more. So
Right. I agree.
So we'll just have to see. And of course, it passes on Rotten Tomatoes, and so it's it got a 64%. The last one, the first one, got a 77. Ragnarok got a 93. Damn, a 93. I don't know it was that high. So
yeah, Ragnarok's so much fun.
Yeah, it was. And so hopefully, again, Chris, we're praying for you about the Alzheimer's, man. And if you want to come back, I do agree that we do need a drastic change. And with that drastic change, Elliot, do we need a new director as well, or do you want Taika to come back?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's time for Taika to move on. And this is coming from a Taika fan. Hunt the Wilder People, What They Do in the Shadows, Jojo Rabbit, and Ragnarok. Great film. He's a great director, man. I think sometimes we're down and out on Thor: Love and Thunder, but he's a fantastic director. And if it wasn't for his episodes of Star Wars, it makes me a little bit excited for what he can do in that world with the Mandalorian. So, but I think it's time for him to move on. And someone mentioned in the chat one director, which I don't ever think Robert Eggers. Someone said I would love to see the Northman director do that, which is Robert Eggers. I don't think he would ever do a big blockbuster film like that, but someone in that vein who has a little bit more of that seriousness, a little bit more edginess to their filmmaker would be someone that I would like to see tackle Thor. And I don't even know, a Thor 5. I don't know if that's in the cards, B, but we'll see. If we do get that, I would love to see someone else take the realm.
We'll see. But guys, thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. I'm just also looking at these comments here. Man, I was about to say something else, but it just slipped my mind. But if it comes up, I'll come back to this. But I don't know. I want to see a Thor 5. I think, and just me in general, I want the MCU to last as long as possible. So I'm thinking hopefully that we can get a minimum of 6 solo films for each character. For every character. Okay. Ant-Man, Iron Man comes back.
No, thank you for no Ant-Man. I don't want no 6 Ant-Man movies. I'm good.
Hating on my Ant-Man, but guys, again, if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down to this article in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. But let's continue to stay with the MCU, and we have a rumor here, and rumors are fun because they're just fun. I don't know why, I just like them myself. But we got some casting that may come up, and I'm cool with it. I am not too familiar with the character himself, but the way it's described to me is like an evil Superman. Hey, I'm down. I'm about it. So I want to hear what you guys think. But this right here is topic number 3 coming from the direct.com. Marvel reportedly eyeing Ryan Gosling for MCU villain. And again, this is a rumor. And if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down to this in the MCU in the description for you to read at your own leisure. Thanks to a new rumor regarding Marvel Studios' upcoming Phase 5 slate, it appears Ryan Gosling may be on his way to lead a role with MCU. Since becoming the talk of Hollywood in 2015 with La La Land and all of that, he teamed up with the Russo brothers for their efforts with The Gray Man, which starred the MCU icon Chris Evans, leading to the wonder if he'll ever get his own shot in the expansive MCU. Gosling has actually spoke on the idea of taking on a Marvel role, noting how cool it would be to take on any kind of part in the ever-expanding multiverse saga. Well, thanks to a new rumor, there may be a movie in which fans could see Gosling make his long-awaited MCU debut in The Thunderbolts. Ryan Gosling in mind for a villain role? Noted scooper Daniel Rickman shared on his Patreon account that Marvel Studios is eyeing Ryan Gosling to play a major villain in the MCU. The role calls for a lead male between the ages of 30 and 50, describing him as a conflicted and powerful villain and comparing him to an evil Superman. The rumor points to Marvel being interested in Gosling or Alexander Skarsgård to play the role in 2024's Thunderbolts. All signs point to the character being the most powerful Marvel entity, Sentry. Who is this evil Superman villain? Should Gosling actually take on the role of Sentry in the MCU, he'd be embodying one of the most powerful characters the comics has to offer, one that ties back to the super soldier serum as well. Sentry, aka Robert Reynolds, was injected with the serum that gave him superpowers when he was a high school teenager, but was designed to be immensely more powerful than the concoction that turned Steve Rogers into Captain America. After taking the serum, Reynolds was imbued with what's described as the power of a million exploding suns. Damn it. Leaving a trail of destruction behind him wherever he goes. Should he be the primary villain in Thunderbolts, this team of reformed villains and anti-heroes will be their hands full with arguably one of the most powerful villains in the MCU history. Most of the Thunderbolts boast street-level abilities outside the heavy hitters like Ghost. So going up against a villain this powerful would be something that brings a new level of excitement, to the MCU. Elliot. I know you're a fan of Superman.
Oh yeah.
I know you're a fan of The Boys, and they kind of got their version of an evil Superman.
Yes,
what
sir.
do you think about this? Do you want to see Sentry in the MCU? And are you happy with possibly Ryan Gosling fulfilling that role?
Man, that's a loaded question, man. First off, yes, to answer one of your questions as far as seeing this character make its MCU debut, I would love it. I would love it, man, especially now that we're getting more into these more powerful individuals and not, we got a lot of grounded individuals in the MCU, but now we're starting to really get into these, like these jokers ain't no joke, man, especially when we get Adam Warlock come next year. The power scales will definitely be changing the MCU. So I would love to see this character. My only reservation is two things. One, a character of that capacity going against some super soldiers. I don't know if there's a good level of balancing the power scales, because I feel like this character, based on your description, because I'm not too familiar with the character, it seems like it would be a pretty clean, easy way to wipe the Thunderbolts out without a 2-hour runtime. So I'm very concerned about, and this is one of my issues with Marvel, is the level, the power scales are just all over the place for Marvel. That we see characters fighting, Hulk beating him so easily, and it's just like, and I'll never forget again. I love No Way Home, but the fact that Peter was able to beat Doctor Strange in his own Mirrorverse, to me, is just crazy. So I hate when Marvel does that. So I would hate for a character to be so powerful to then have like these hand-to-hand fights with Red Guardian or Yelena or Ghost or Bucky. It just wouldn't make sense to me. Even someone brought up the Red Hulk. Sure, I mean, we can do that, but it's now we're getting too much into what's this film all about. So yes, I want the character. I don't want them in this film unless it's just like alluding to this maybe further down the road. But then the other reservation is I'm a Ryan Gosling fan. And I've seen him play kind of more villainous type of roles, whether it's in Only God Forgives or, of course, Drive. He's a fantastic actor. I don't think he's right for this role. Better yet, I think that the person that they alluded to in the article would be amazing in the role, which is Alexander Skarsgård. I would take that over Ryan Gosling 10 out of 10. And this role in particular, not overall, like I think they're both great actors, but I would take an Alexander Skarsgård in that role before I would take Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling would be more suited for another character in the MCU that people have been rumored about, maybe a Ghost Rider in the future. But yeah, that's my other reservation. Ryan Gosling, great, but give me Alexander Skarsgård. He's fantastic. And not Pennywise. That's his younger brother, Bill Skarsgård. We're talking about Alexander Skarsgård. But yeah, I would rather see him in the role than Ryan.
Right on. It doesn't matter to me who fulfills the role. Because you said that you couldn't see Ryan Gosling do it. I don't know, because I don't know crap about Sentry. I've heard of him before.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he was that strong. I didn't know that he was described as an evil Superman. But I'm leaning on this, that it's not real, that this is just a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to hold my breath or get my hopes up. I'll even go as far as to say that I don't want this to happen. Like, I do want to see Sentry come eventually in the MCU. But right now, it doesn't excite me to see him fighting in the Thunderbolts. That just doesn't make sense. And even if you were, like you said, they would get washed. But even if you did do that, and like you said, somebody did, I was gonna bring this up myself. Somebody brought up Red Hulk, Steven here. Thank you, Steven.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see Red Hulk this early. Again, I don't think I'm gonna get what I want, but I've been saying I don't want to see any Red Hulk, any blue gray Hulk, any his son. I don't want to see any of that until we get the proper Hulk, which it just doesn't seem like we're going to get anytime soon. Yeah. So I don't know. This doesn't get me excited. I like Ryan Gosling. Mm-hmm. If he wants to pop up in the MCU, great. I like Alexander. He's cool. I'm indifferent. I don't like the guy. I don't hate the guy. He's cool. It's cool. I don't got nothing against him. I haven't. Wow. I need to see that. I know you did I know you said it was off the chain. So I got you. So I mean, I would love to see Alex Skarsgård or Ryan Gosling in the MCU, and I would like to see Sentry, but not necessarily in this mixed bag that we're getting here in this rumor report.
Yeah.
Eventually, you know, yeah, but you know, just change it up a bit. So I don't know. But guys, you let me know what you think about this. If you are excited for Ryan Gosling to possibly play a Sentry, it is a rumor, but sometimes rumors do come true. It was a rumor that, you know, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire would be in No Way Home, and they popped up. So, you know, who knows? I mean, we didn't think Jamie Foxx would come back as Electro, and so, you know, the sky's the limit for all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Now, let's move on to something that I actually think is going to happen soon and does get me excited. And of course, we stand on this comic book stuff, but we're transitioning from Marvel over to DC, which is now being ran by co-CEO James Gunn. If only he would have been a little bit more patient with one of the other topics we're going to bring up later. I wonder how that would have turned out. But topic number 4, coming from ScreenRant.com. I'm excited about this because it's been 11 years since we've seen anything about this character. Green Lantern's role in the DCU plan teased by James Gunn. DC Studio co-CEO James Gunn responds to a fan on Twitter to provide a surprising tweet for the future of the Green Lantern in the DC universe. We're just going to scroll down a little bit here. Today on Twitter, Gunn celebrated American Thanksgiving by sharing a post of a comic book panel showing the Justice League and the Justice Society of America coming together for a Thanksgiving feast. A fan responded to the image, noting that Green Lantern was not present and asserting that Gunn and his co-CEO, Peter Safran, have no intentions on bringing back Green Lantern, and this is a scoop I am 100% confident in. Gunn responded accordingly, saying probably not a good scoop. Happy Thanksgiving. Check out the post below. And here he is. This is the person trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Bait James Gunn, and it worked. It says probably not a good scoop. Happy Thanksgiving. And so I think this is safe to say that we are possibly going to be getting a Green Lantern in the DCU coming soon. Now, also, Elliot, I don't know. We didn't talk about this in the DMs, but your boy Aquaman, Jason Momoa, recently made a post, I think, on social media, and he didn't spill any beans. He was very vague, but he was so excited and elated. Like, oh my God, I just got done talking to some important people, and I cannot wait for the new direction of DC. I'm talking to James Gunn and this. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Right. And I think a lot of people were speculating that we was going to get a Justice League 2 sequel, possibly with Zack Snyder. Even if it didn't have Zack Snyder in it, I mean, I'm pretty sure we knew we was going to get a sequel. Maybe he knows that, you know, we are going to get a sequel, and Green Lantern is going to be a part of that team. I would love this, Elliot. I think this is what we're going to get. And I'm just speculating here. I think we're going to get an announcement, of course, eventually with a new Green Lantern movie. Right. And a show for Green Lantern that will be on HBO Max. I think the show should be called Green Lantern Emerald Knights or something. Have you seen that straight to DVD animation that came out like 10-15 years ago?
I haven't, not that particular one, but I've seen quite a few of them, but not that one. Okay.
Check it. It's either that one or Green Lantern First Flight, but it's a bunch of sub stories or shorts, excuse me. One of them is the origin of the Green Lantern Corps, and it showed the first Lantern. It's badass. I liked it.
All that. HBO Max. I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out, man. I'm confident you'll love it. But what do you think about this, man? James Gunn's reply to the tweet. You think it's anything special, or you think he would just, you know, catering to fans, you know, gaslighting? What you think about this? And do you want to see a Green Lantern, you know, and also talk about the Ryan Reynolds 2011 version that wasn't received that well as well.
Talk about that
debacle.
Yes, no, I think so a couple of things. I think you alluded to it. It was about a month and a half ago. Well, over a year and a half ago, they announced that HBO was going to be doing a Green Lantern show produced by Greg Berlanti, who we all know from the WC Arrowverse, which had some highs and some really low lows. But neither here nor there. They were going to introduce us to Guy Gardner and some other Green Lanterns or whatnot. But about a month ago, they announced that whole idea is thrown out of the window. And instead, they're going to retool it to be a Jon Stewart series, which I'm well overdue. We've been, yearning for this character for years. So I think that, and also James Gunn has made it very apparently clear that DC moving forward, everything will connect. Movies, shows, and I think even video games. They say will have an interconnective tissue to the DC studios moving forward. So that gets me excited. So whether it is getting a Jon Stewart series that leads into a film, and the film is more about the Green Corps, Green Corps. I would love to see that take place. It's been way too long that we haven't gotten a Green Lantern film. As you mentioned, last time was 2011, which was not good at all, unfortunately. And Ryan Reynolds makes that very clear how he feels about that film with the jokes in Deadpool. But no, I think it's well overdue. And going back to your Justice League comment, let's hold that on the back burners for about 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and let's go ahead and build from the ground up with individual films, and then eventually coming back to the team up world with the Justice League and the JSA and all that good stuff. So Jon Stewart TV show, check. Green Lantern having a presence in the DC universe, let's make it happen. And I'm here for it, man. James Gunn and Peter Safran, they're sounding good, B. We just got to see these things be executed, man. Yeah, man. That's sounding good, man. That's sounding good. Would you rather see Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan or Guy Gardner? Jon Stewart first, just to kind of really establish who he is as a character, and not to say you can't have a Hal Jordan in that particular series, which has been announced, or maybe even spin into a film, but definitely establish Jon Stewart first, and then introduce the Green Lanterns, and again Hal Jordan, Jessica Cruz, Guy Gardner, all that different stuff. I don't care to see Guy Gardner, but I mean, why not? I don't. Whether we see Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart first. I mean, I would like to see Jon Stewart first just because he's black, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not a DC expert. One sec, where you at? Hal Jordan was first to be Green Lantern, correct? Like the first ever one? Like for Earth. Like as far as Earth Lanterns. I think that was Gardner was the first, because he was more he was like teaming up with like the JSA at some points, because he's like more Jay what's my man, the Flash, the first Flash, I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, he's kind of the original one. Jay Garrett? Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay, got you. Well, Alcasa B says Hal Jordan, please. I got you. Jonathan Majors is Jon Stewart. Man, if he wasn't Kane, he's a busy man. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. But guys, you let us know what you think about this James Gunn tweet. If it's a big deal to you or not. If you are excited to see the Green Lantern, whether it's Hal Jordan, whether it's Jon Stewart, whether it's an origin of the whole core. Man, bro, it is. Oh God, you got to see it, Elliot. I cannot believe you haven't seen Emerald Knights. Emerald Knights, okay. Hold on, let me just. Oh, Alan Scott, appreciate the correct. Alan Scott's the first OG. You're right. Okay, hold on. Because I'm just thinking about one. I'm thinking about one short that they did where it was the whole Green Lantern Corps damn near that had to fight one villain at the same time, or they was all going to be wiped out, and it was badass. Yeah, this is it right here. It came out 2000, the same year as the movie. Green Lantern Emerald Knights, animated original movie. Yeah, at home. Hold on, is this the right one? This has to be on over the head. Yeah. Check it out, man. When you get a chance. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's not seen on HBO Max. I'm just gonna have to watch it. Yeah, let us know in the chat or the comment section whether you're watching live or the replay if you've seen Green Lantern Emerald Knights, and if you are excited for James Gunn making this tweet. I am. Hopefully it pops off into fruition, but we'll just have to see. But Elliot, let's leave Marvel, and let's leave DC and go back to Marvel. And I was worried about this for a while, man. Well, no, I don't want to say for a while to over-exaggerate, but for a little bit, because it just seems like things were not working out when it comes to Blade in their direction. I'm thinking your boy Mahershala Ali, the titular character, was going to walk.
because we got this director that had a boo-boo script. You know, it was trash, had 2 lackluster action scenes in it. I mean, word on the street, Elliot, was this is possibly the worst script that has ever, you know, walked the offices of the executive offices at Marvel. And that's just horrible. That's just horrible. And so we got topic number 5 right here. Looks like we do have a new director, and this is coming from Variety. Marvel lands new Blade director with Lovecraft Country's Yann Damage or Damange. I've never heard of him before other than Lovecraft Country. The Lovecraft Country and White Boy Rick director takes the reins of the Vampire Slayer movie from Bassam Tariq, who exited the production in September. He will direct from a brand new script by Emmy nominee Michael Starberry, which is said to be darker than most MCU movies. After Tariq's departure from the project, which was set to begin production in November, Marvel Studios focused on revamping the story and putting the right team in place, ultimately entering negotiations with Damage. Starberry also replaced the screenwriter Stacey Osai Kuffour, who was originally tapped to write this film's script. Damn, Elliot, I forgot all about that. I forgot that she was writing the script. I was happy. It was a sister.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember we talked about it on my show. You may have even been there, man. Oh, and she is out of there. She is out of there. The sister is no longer part of this. So that sucks balls. But let me keep going. Last month, Disney delayed Blade from its planned November 3rd, 2023 release date to September. So 2 years from now, following the production pause. With Damage in place, production on the film, which also stars Delroy Lindo and Aaron Pierce, is set to resume in Atlanta next year. Born in Paris, and that's just a little bit about his background. In addition to his new Marvel duties with Blade, Damage is set to direct and executive produce Scanners, the HBO series. I don't really care about that, but we got this new director, man. Damage. What do you think, man? Are you happy with this? Are you sad? Are you disappointed? I mean, I am. I know some people were kind of disappointed, like, oh, I wanted a black director to helm Blade. That doesn't really matter to me because, you know, the first few Blade movies didn't have a black director. This is not.
Yeah, all 3 of them were white directors. Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro did part 2. I mean, like, it's different because Black Panther is black culture.
Right.
You know, so you need somebody that looks like us to get the culture right. But this, you know, of course I want to see a black director win. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's just not that important to me. And before I pass to you again, there we go right there.
Yeah.
Marvel Studios new writer for Blade, HBO. Wow. Yeah, there she is right there. That was a while ago. But she's not a part of this anymore. But yeah, man, what do you think about this? Are you happy with this director's choice? Or are you disappointed? Where are you lying at with all this?
Again, just based on the things I've seen from the director, I mean, it seems to be in good hands. I've seen White Boy Rick, fine film, but you wouldn't watch White Boy Rick and say that would be a great director from Blade. And I've never seen Top Boy, but I have seen, you know, we love Lovecraft Country, and you know, bring that back one day.
Right, man.
But based on his episode, which he directed, I believe episode 1, which was Sundown, I think was the title of it. And that episode, which is funny enough, actually involved vampires. And I don't want to give away too much of it. If you guys haven't seen Lovecraft Country, what are you doing with yourself? Watch it after tonight's stream. But that episode definitely showed us that he can handle gore and vampires and all that good stuff. So that gets me excited there. So hopefully, and from what I've also understood, I know we just kind of made fun of the director that was previously attached, but it is nice to hear. There was an article that went out there that he didn't necessarily get this new director in with Marvel, but he put in a good word for him because he worked with them in the past. So he, you know, when it came to him leaving the project, he threw his name in the hat to say, hey, Marvel, check out this guy. He's worked with me in the past. He's a great director. So that is nice that there's that, at least that synergy, that good faith from one director leaving a project and boosting someone else up to get a career opportunity. So I think that was a pretty cool little story. So all I hope is that they can lock this down, because it's been 3 years, y'all, that they announced Blade. So, and it's still so frustrating that it took them. We announced this 3 years ago, and Mahershala Ali, 2-time Academy Award winning actor, is just sitting on the sideline like, what? Y'all got Ant-Man 3 in production, y'all got, you know, Captain Marvel 2 in production, but y'all can't get my film off the ground. There's a little bit of disrespect going on, man. So hopefully, and also I read that Mahershala Ali will be more creatively involved in this time go round, which is good. I think that should have been one of the first calls, but especially with his clout in the industry. So only thing I'm hoping for next, B, is as someone mentioned in the comments, can we get that more serious Blade and lean more towards the gore? And I don't know if it's going to be rated R, because they seem to have that locked in the Deadpool world, but we'll see, man. I'm just hopeful for this movie, and I hope they can stick the landing with it, because Blade deserves all the praises and the biggest budget and the most complex characters and storylines. It needs to be done and handled properly, man. So hopefully they can do that now.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Here comes a new challenger.
Already, y'all know what that means. Coming to the stage.
I lived my entire life waiting for this moment. Indingo Indidaka! Unyanaka Njobu! I found my daddy with Panther claws in his chest. Nah, I'm your king. Come on.
AKA Larry with Today I Feel Like, Killmonger, the rightful ruler of Wakanda. Sir, what's going on? How are you doing, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, it's all good. How you doing? How you doing, Elliot?
What up, Larry? How we doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I am doing good.
Awesome.
I love that intro, man. Every time I see it, I love it.
How was your holiday, man? How was your holiday?
Oh, it was good, man. It's good. I'm still waking up from the food coma, but you know, it's all good.
I feel you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you didn't know, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like, aka Killmonger, the rightful ruler of Wakanda. His information is on the screen, description of this video, and like always on my channel tab. And Larry, we're on this 5th topic right now for the show, talking about this gentleman. Yann is the new director of Blade with Mahershala Ali and Delroy Lindo. What do you think about this pick? Does it make you happy, sad, or are you somewhere in between? How you feel, sir?
I mean, I'm glad that it looks like things are getting back on track and we might actually get this movie. But to be honest with you, I wasn't seriously disappointed when there was talk that Mahershala Ali may walk away from this role, because if you remember, I thought he was a little too old to take on this role in the first place. You know, the brother's almost 50. I think he's like 48 or something like that, which I think is a little bit too old to start a sort of superhero franchise role. You know, I mean, if you're going to be Blade, I think you should probably start with somebody who's like 30, maybe 35, so that you get a good run out of them, you know, because if you go 10 years, which will very easily happen here in the MCU, this brother's going to be almost 60. He'll be like 58, almost 60 years old when they get 10 years in, you know? So I don't know. I wasn't all that disappointed when they were talking about he's walking away, but I'm happy the movie's back on track. You know, as far as the director, I'm not sure if he's not black. Dude look like he might have a little something in him, you know?
Yeah, he does. He
looks like a light-skinned brother to me. So
Elliot, what you think? You think he got some chocolate in him at all?
Well, I know I know in his IMDb they say he's a French director, so I know. I guess he was born in France. He's Armenian.
Algerian
he's French and Armenian, apparently, to his Wikipedia page. So, but who knows? He might got some blackness in that family.
Really?
Somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to look. Yeah, born in Paris. Okay. Yeah, 77.
Yeah, see, if I saw that brother out, I wouldn't even I would probably just dap him up and think he was a brother, you know?
Same.
You
know what bothers the hell out of me, man, is like when you try to dap up somebody that's not black and they just butcher the whole thing. It's just like,
don't do it, man.
Where do we go from here? Like, God, dog. Whether it's a dap or, I know this is kind of off topic, whether this is a dap or a handshake, it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. I had to say that, you know. I got a friend that he just, you know, you hold your fist out, he'll do something like, yeah. But anyway, yeah, man, we got this guy right here. He got a lot in pre-production shoot, excuse me.
He's doing Scanners, huh? Did you watch Scanners when you were a kid?
I did not watch. What is that? What are Scanners?
Scanners, it was this weird movie where people were like, their heads were blowing up or something. They were like, what?
Really?
I just remember a scene where it was like a newscaster on TV or something, and they got hit with the Scanners people, and they got blown. It was like something like an alien invasion or something.
Yeah, David Cronenberg is a great body horror director. So yeah, it's a wow. I don't know if it's up B's alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that right there. You know, and so I can only imagine how those effects were back in the day. But y'all, we got a director. We got a new release date. We got a director. It's this gentleman right here, the Frenchman. But hopefully he can come through and save the day and give us, you know, a good black male-led film in the MCU with two-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali. Sir, we are rooting for you. We are rooting for you. Anyone saying? Go ahead.
I was listening to you guys earlier. You were talking about the woman that was posted that had written, and it was apparently that was like one of the worst scripts that had been floating around the MCU offices. And I was wondering, why didn't they just find some of the other writers that had already written some fun, interesting sort of vampire lore scripts and team them up with somebody who does superhero stuff? Like, I mean, I understand. Like, we always hear about these other sort of team ups, but we don't hear a lot. Like in TV shows, there's a lot of team ups for writing. You have a writer's room, people collaborate. I don't always hear that so much on the movie side, and you know, people come in later after the script's written and they give their notes and they tell people to go back and get rewrites, but you don't hear so much about writers' rooms for movies. And I think this would have been like a perfect time for it. You could have taken someone like some of the writers from like True Blood or you know, hell, you could have brought in Anne Rice. You know, you could bring in all kinds of different people that have already written good, successful vampire stuff. And then, you know, what's her name? Like Charlene, what's her name? Charlene Harris, Charlemagne, the one who did, I think she's the one, she might've been the one who originally wrote True Blood, the books, but you could bring in all kinds of different people and really make something great and unique that's sort of unexpected.
Right. Larry, that's a good question. My answer to that is I think they try to bring in new, inexperienced but competent people so they don't have to pay them much. I don't have anything to back it up with, but you know, we've all heard how cheap Disney can be. You know, Kevin Feige's side of it is all nice and sunshine and rainbows, but that business side can get pretty cutthroat. So if you're bringing in a bunch of no names and they never done nothing or heard of anything before, then you don't have to pay them much. But that it does make sense. I don't know. I think they should have, maybe they already do, but like you have to pay them just like I was gonna say in-house writers like McFeely, but I don't know. Maybe they already have that. Elliot, you got anything else on that?
Well, I would imagine that they probably don't bring in some of the more established writers or sometimes directors because they want to reintroduce a new mythology, right? If you do have someone that's used to making vampire lore, they might infuse, like someone might walk out and say, that felt like a True Blood. Like, why didn't they just make it something? So sometimes when you have all that steeped in lore and mythology and so used to writing a certain genre, you might impose your lore from another project like True Blood and infuse it in MCU, and everyone thinks it's a copycat. So probably they want to bring some new people in to recreate a mythology and lore and not have that baggage of having all that preconceived stuff that they've worked with for their half of their career. So new blood, originality and stuff like that is probably why they're choosing someone new.
And that's exactly why I think that it would work well if you had a writing team for something like this, because you can't, I get exactly what you're saying. You don't want too much of that writer's previous personality in this particular script, but that's why you have those other people to sort of filter some of that out and add some stuff in so that you don't, maybe you get some of that, but you don't really feel it. Like what's his name? Eric Kripke that did Supernatural. I think he would be great for Blade. You might have to bring some other writers in so it doesn't feel like a Supernatural episode as you alluded to, but I think he would be great for that. So
he's busy. I don't want him nowhere near the MCU because he's doing The Boys right now. He's doing a great job with The Boys. So I don't want him to leave that project.
Something just made me mad. Shout out to Kimberly. She just sent me a lovely DM about something that I needed to hear, and so I can't wait to have her back.
Share it.
Well, can I share this? Yeah, it says be disciplined about what you be disciplined about what you respond and react to. Not everyone deserves your time, energy, and attention. Stay in your fight. Oh no, stay in your light. So thank you, Kim. I sent her I made a video about Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and I was gonna post it, but I didn't, and we had to talk about it. And so she was holding me down. She was holding me down. But anyway, but guys, well said from both of you. And I want to I thank you for that. Everybody also in the comment section. But guys, let us know what you think. And if you're watching this via live on the replay, please let us know what you think down below. I'm sorry, I was just throwing off. Give me a second.
No, you're good. Actually, I got a question for you and Larry and everyone in chat. Do you think we'll see Blade prior to his film? Because we all know Eternals, his voice was in the movie, but do you think we'll see him before this film comes out? What, 2025 was the new date for the new Blade? You think we'll see him?
2024.
2024. Okay. So do you think we'll see him prior to his actual film?
No.
I think there's a possibility if there's a good script that's ready to go and Mahershala is happy, then he can feel safe to say, okay, now you can show me. Now you can put me in there and show me. Because otherwise, he doesn't want to be put in a position where he has to back out. And now they're really pissed because they're like, hey, you just showed up and now all of a sudden we have to switch you out, you know? So right now, there's just all these rumors. He signed on, yada, yada, yada. If for some reason things are switched up, no one's ever seen him as Blade. It's not going to be a big deal. So I think they'll wait till there's a working script.
I would have loved to have seen him in Eternals if they would have just panned the camera and showed him. That would have been great. But I can't even think, to stay into my own, I can't even think of a project that he would fit in prior to that movie coming out that would feel like a Blade introduction, or to put him in. You know, we don't really have any supernatural movies or shows coming up unless Agatha Coven of Chaos, we're dealing with witches, so there might be vampires walking around. I know Ironheart's supposed to have a sorcerer that is messing with Mephisto, so I don't know if he'll fit into that narrative. Hell, Daredevil, Born Again. I don't know if you get Blade somewhere in that show, but we'll see.
When are all these coming?
Which ones?
All of them. I keep hearing about them, but I feel like they seem like they've been announced. It seem like they're so far off. It's like
next year, Larry, we about to get hit with so many projects. Ironheart, like I just mentioned, Agatha, her show. We're getting, I think, 6 movies and 6 shows, like a total of like 12 different projects just from Marvel alone.
Once a month.
Yeah, pretty much. So superhero fatigue. We'll see if it's a real thing come next year.
Now, B, I have to ask you a question because I didn't see it on your list today. It surprised me, which was the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yeah, what about it?
I didn't see it on the list for you to talk about it.
Yeah, I was gonna address that towards the end of the show. So,
okay.
If you don't mind, I can talk about that after the last topic.
Yeah.
But guys, again, if you're watching this via live on the replay, please let us know what you think down in the comment section below. We are loving to hear all of your thoughts. But y'all, let's move on to this last topic of the day. Man. Only better news that can come out of this is that we all hit the lottery, because that's what it feels like. And we got to give it up to your boy Elliot with Movie Files. That's on the panel today. He came through in the clutch last week with, again, the best news in the world. Oh my gosh.
He really did. He hit last minute.
Man, I am so happy. But y'all already heard it. It happened last Sunday. We kind of just ran over a few things, but now we got a lot more details. Last topic of the day coming from Variety. Disney shake up. Bob Iger is back as Disney CEO. Bob Chapek is out of there. He is fired. He is done. He is over. Board cites complex industry transformation for shocking sweet suit shuffle. Yes,
CEO
yes,
Crush
yes,
is back.
yes, 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 yes. If I wouldn't get no YouTube copyright, I would be playing Celebrate Good Time. Come on. Time to celebrate. Yes, I am so happy about this, y'all. I'm so happy. He is
Can
back.
we get one more bar?
Man. No, like this is amazing. This is updated with Bob August full memo, and he's not. I mean, Bob Chapek is not the only one leaving, but we're gonna talk about it. But we thank Bob Chapek for his service to Disney over his long career, including navigating the company through the unprecedented challenges of the pandemic, says Susan Arnold, chairman of Disney's board of directors. The board has concluded that as Disney embarks on an increasingly complex period of industry transformation, Bob Iger is uniquely suited to lead the company through this pivotal period. The news came as a shocker. I was going to read that, but we already know what happened because it happened a week ago. But what I find hilarious is Bob, like, have y'all heard the behind the scenes of like how this happened? I heard a rumor that Kevin Feige, the head of Pixar, and like the head of Disney Marvel, not Disney Marvel, but like Disney proper, like Star Wars and all that, they came together, had a little meeting, or had a little powwow, and then went over to the board and went to Susan Arnold and was like, look, we can't do this under Bob Chapek. If he continues this reign of idiocy, we walk him. Kind of like what part 2 of what Feige did with at the beginning of phase 3 with Pearl Motor. Yeah. So this is amazing, man. Not only is like Bob Chapek is gone, but also Bob Chapek of our shifting budgets to disguise Disney Plus massive monetary loss. What the hell is this? Before I go on, Larry, this news has been floating around for about a week now. But what do you make of it, bro? Like, how what's going on? Where y'all go? What y'all go? What happened? Oh, what do you think about all this, man? This news that Bob Chapek is gone and Bob Iger is back.
I mean, I always have reservations when they bring back somebody old because it really depends on why they left. Like if he was pushed out and then they realize they made a mistake and they bring him back, fine. They should probably be ready for some retribution if that's the case. But if he left because he was done, he did his time and he was like, I'm done. And now they bring him back. It always worries me, like, how long is he going to be there? You know, if he was done before, he's probably done now. He's going to come in with a little bit of renewed energy, and then that's going to wane pretty quickly once he gets back into the grind of stuff. So I'm wondering how long he's going to stick around for. I don't like the fact that there was budgets being shifted around to mass losses. I think that's, you know, as a stockholder, that bothers me. And if that's what happened, he deserves to have been ousted. Chapek deserves to have been ousted. I'll be honest with you. I really, really hope that is not the case, or it's not as severe as far as the Disney Plus thing, because I really want Disney Plus to really be able to take off. I want them to find a real good working model that they can allow the same profit levels that the theaters are giving them to be able to reach that with streaming. And right now, it doesn't seem like anyone's figured that out, you know, but there's some great minds out there. I think someone's going to crack that nut eventually. And when they do, it's going to be wonderful for all of us people that want to stay home and watch our movies instead of having to go to a crowded theater. I like theaters, but I would also like to stay at home.
I got you. So, Elliot, what do you make about all this, man? I have not heard from you yet. I am eager to hear what you have to say, sir.
Yeah. So a couple things. So, Larry, to answer your question, as far as like how long Bob Iger is going to be in this position, they did say it's a 2-year contract so far. So, which to me doesn't sound like a lot of time to kind of fix some of Chapek's.
It sounds like a transitional period.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gathering that they and I think they pretty much said so much so in the article that he's pretty much preparing for the next CEO, that he's going to pretty much get the next person in line and do a much better job than what he did with Chapek and kind of letting him take control. So it is a 2-year timeline, which to me, like I said, doesn't sound like a lot to fix everything that's going on, but more so just to make sure that the next person in charge is here for the long haul and they have the proper tools to their disposal to make sure that this company thrives as we know it to be. So I'm going to play a little bit of a devil's advocate, though, because, of course, we're all happy that Iger's back. He's obviously, well, not obviously, but a lot of people in that position. He's said to be one of the best CEOs that have seen of a company of the stature. So, and we all know that from the signing of the Star Wars acquisition and everything that he did with the Fox deal. I mean, he brought in a lot of money for that time. But to be fair, Bob Chapek wasn't given the best hand to be dealt with because, as Brandon brought up, he was the CEO during probably the most difficult time of any CEO, which was running a company during the pandemic, which is not an easy position to be in. And I don't even know how Bob Iger would have handled maybe bringing in Disney Plus and bringing in the pandemic and how to handle all that stuff. I don't know if he would have been necessarily the best CEO to handle that job. So to be fair, it was a hard task to take on. But and also, too, to be fair about Bob Iger, who is a great CEO, but he's made some bad decisions in his past, too. And if we're looking at a creative position, I mean, it was under Iger's control when we got all those Disney reboots. They were remaking all the Disney animated films and making them into live action, which to me was just kind of a silly decision. They made money, but creatively speaking, it's just like, can we make something original? And I'll be honest with you all, I'm a big Pixar fan, and a lot of Iger's decision to make sequels and Cars 3 and Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. It's like, where is the originality that I love from Disney and Pixar? And also the big elephant in the room is the way of the lack of creativity with the Star Wars handling. I thought that Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, the way they're handling the Star Wars franchise has been terrible, if I'm being honest with you all. So we're excited for Iger to be back, but, like some play a little devil's advocate. He's not perfect. He's not going to solve everything in 2 years, but we'll see what comes of everything. So.
Yeah, man, hold on, let me jump in here.
I had to throw this. I know it's a celebration. Rainbows and sunshine. Ain't all gonna be great.
Talking about Bob Chapek, he didn't, get the best hand, but it don't matter. Just like Eman said on Friday, all he had to come in and say is, guys, you're doing great. Keep on doing what you're doing. But no, he want to come in and reinvent the wheel, and it just doesn't just throw all of the animated stuff on Disney Plus. You're not making any money. You're not. Like, before streaming happened, you have a movie in theaters for 60 days, 9 months. And what do you make any money after that? No, you probably make you get a few thousand users across the country, across the world, that will pay $20, $25 or $30 for the DVD, the Blu-ray, the 4K disc. But okay, $30, you divide that by 3, that's $10 a month. But no, now that you have this Disney Plus streaming thing, not only can you make money in theaters, but you can continue to get a monthly subscription from the consumers month after month after month after month. And that just seems like common sense. But Bob Chapek didn't want to do that. He just wants to throw everything on Disney Plus first, and you miss those hundreds of millions of dollars that you could be making at the theater. It makes no sense. Nobody would have made this mistake that he did right here with what's the name? Scarlett Johansson with Black Widow. That was dumb. Kevin Feige begged him, please do not put this on streaming, and they lost all that. They lost all the money from the box office. Plus, they embarrassed the company with the lawsuit, and she even got like another $10 or $20 million more than what she initially asked for. But he wanted to be stupid, and I can go down a list of just random things that he did that was ridiculous in my opinion. Right. But I don't want to be beating a dead horse. But let me
Larry, though. I have a question. I got a rebuttal for you, Brandon. Before we get to Larry, question for you, Brandon. Who put Bob Chapek in position?
Bob Iger did.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
he's made some decisions on his own that wasn't the greatest, and Chapek being one of them.
Yeah, but you don't think that you're going to give the keys to the kingdom to somebody and they're going to just shit on your crap on your hand. That's the last thing you expect. It's just like it was a easy 2+2 layup. But he.
But here's the thing, though.
Chapek caught the ball under the net instead of laying it up. Wants to dribble back past the half court and launch it across the hoping, hey, I wanted a more dramatic ending. But go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
Well, no, here's the thing, right? And I have to give Chapek credit for this, and Elliot mentioned earlier, is that he took over at a period that was very challenging, not just for him, but for all CEOs. But COVID hit. Who knows what would happen? Who knows what Chapek would have done if he was taking over today. Who knows what that would look like in this landscape? But there are a lot of businesses, a lot of companies that did not survive the pandemic. Their company is dependent upon putting butts in seats or people in places, and somehow Disney was able to make it survive and thrive during that period. And a lot of that has to do with Bob Chapek. I mean, let's not forget they had all of their theme parks around the world shut down. Their cruise lines were shut down. Their private islands were shut down. The movie theaters were shut down. And when they opened back up, they were opening to 25 and 50% capacity. Mm-hmm. He was not in a position to say, we're going to try and do something else. He was like, this is what we have. We have Disney Plus. We need to keep our audience. We need to keep the eyes on Disney. Even if I look at Black Widow as a loss leader. That's what I look at Black Widow as. It's just like if you go buy an Amazon tablet. The Amazon tablets, you can buy one for $25, $35, $50. Those tablets probably should cost you $200, $300. But Amazon uses them as a loss leader because they know once you buy those tablets, you're going to be in their ecosystem. You're going to get their services. You're going to buy products from their company. It's a loss leader. And I think Bob Chapek looked at it that way, and he kept that company going. Now, has he handled things maybe the best after things started to reopen? Maybe not, but he took that company to a very, very difficult time that a lot of other CEOs could not successfully navigate and failed, and he somehow managed it. So I'm not going to crap on the dude completely. He didn't do the best job, but he surely didn't do the worst.
I got you. Elliot, was you about to say something else?
No. I was agreeing with a lot of what Larry said. It's just a hard card to be dealt. And shout out to Bob Iger. He obviously he didn't see the pandemic happening, but he got out of there in perfect time. Like, I'm not about to mess up my legacy. Let me do this. And he came back after this everything is. So I don't know. Maybe he has a fortune teller or a crystal ball that told him to get out of the game before it was too late. So shout out to whoever made that call.
You know what? Here's one thing that does worry me, though, is that Disney has always had, I've always felt Disney's been a place that's been very welcoming to everyone across the board, even people who aren't rich. And I feel like Disney's getting to a place now where they're starting to price people out of their services and their experience. Because when you look at the theme parks prices have gone up astronomically. I think somewhere, I think like since the pre-pandemic, like not too long before pre-pandemic to now, like the prices have gone up like 40% or something ridiculous like that. I mean, now a single day pass at Disneyland is like $189. Now, I don't know about you, but for most people, that's not doable, especially if you have like a family of 4. You're talking about, after taxes in California and Florida, you're talking about over $800 to walk through the door. Most people don't have that kind of money. And now they're talking about raising prices on Disney Plus to $10 a month. That's going to be like that for me. That will be my second most expensive streaming service, right behind Netflix. And Netflix gives me infinitely more value than Disney Plus. I show up and watch Disney Plus when there is a new Marvel joint on there, or maybe a Star Wars joint, and that's it. I don't go on there and randomly search and find cool stuff. I know what I want to watch when I go to Disney Plus, and I watch it and I leave. I go to Netflix and scroll through and find all kinds of cool stuff. So I think once you start raising those prices too much, people are going to start thinking, is this something that I want? Do I need to keep this, or maybe I'll just skip it?
Right on. What do y'all think about this right here? With the exit of Bob Chapek, it's a rumor that Kathleen Kennedy, the person over Star Wars, is going to be exiting too. I hope this happens because she ruined Star Wars, in my opinion. Even Disney came out and admitted that they did not have a plan with this new sequel trilogy, that they were playing it by ear as they went along. And we see the result of that. So, Elliot, I'm coming to you first, man. How do you feel about this right here? Do you want to see Kathleen Kennedy stay or leave if this is true?
Well, I don't think it's true, because going back to Bob Iger, he was the one that hired her in the position when they bought Disney or Star Wars. He brought her in. So, I mean, this is his hire. So I don't think he would want to come back and then fire it. There's a lot of optics with that. I'm firing a woman and all. I don't think that's one of his first things he's going to do is fire Kathleen Kennedy, the person he hired, really 7 years ago. Yeah, I don't think he would do that. That's his person that he chose to have in that position. And to be fair, the whole Kathleen Kennedy conversation is a lot of layers to it. There has been a lot of mistakes, especially for the films. But I mean, I've always been a fan of TV Star Wars, which I think they're somewhat kind of fallen back on, but I think that they want to get back to the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and all those shows. They'll get back to thriving. But yeah, I don't think they just renewed her contract too last year, so I don't think that that's going to be happening anytime soon. So,
what about replacing her with J.J. Abrams?
No.
Larry, you want her to stay, or you want her to?
I have no feelings about her, man. I've been okay. I've been okay with the Star Wars TV shows. I feel like the movies, like, where are they?
That's the thing.
Where are they? When are we gonna get some more? Like, I have a niece that has somehow found herself absolutely enthralled with Star Wars, and she doesn't really watch the movies. She's watched some of them, but she hasn't had, like, since she's just gotten old enough to really start watching this stuff, there hasn't really been any movies for her, like new ones for her to get excited about at all, really. So it's like, the series are great. I'm glad she's watching them. She loves Clone Wars. She wants to watch Andor. She is excited to watch Rogue One, but like, where's the new movies at, so that she can have that big screen experience? And
in addition to that, Disney exec and Bob Chapek confident Arthur Bochner is next to exit, on top of Kareem Daniel, this brother right here, who a lot of people said was nice, but he's the banker that was put in charge of distribution, and I know that Kevin Feige wasn't happy about that.
So he's the one that was cooking the books.
Maybe. And AMC CEO Adam Aaron extols a return of Bob Iger to Disney as well. And just last thing, it like, this was so shocking to everybody, it's that stabbed at Disney, that they thought it was a joke. They thought their server got hacked. But once they realized it was real, that, it was just a big sigh of relief that came over everybody, that everything was just going to be okay. And that's crazy to me. But Elliot, do you have any more commentary on, Adam Aaron and Kareem Daniel and the other execs that's leaving out the door, Arthur Bochner, or do you not really, care about that?
No, I mean, it's for the creative side of it, as you just kind of alluded to, be as far as the marketing department was over Kevin Feige, which wasn't a thing that he hasn't had to deal with since Perlmutter. So I love that now. Because if y'all remember during Doctor Strange and a couple other red carpets, he was like, he said, I hated the fact that they showed certain things in the trailer that gave away elements of the film. So the fact that marketing is now kind of put in Kevin's above that, it makes me kind of excited now. He can, and not even just Kevin, just all the other, Disney, Pixar. I know they have a film now, Strange Worlds, I think is the name of it, that is bombing at the box office, and I've heard people that saw it say it was a really good film, but unfortunately the marketing was not there for it. And plus now people are getting so used to watching Disney films, which, going back to Chapek, kind of create that narrative of like animated movies are now Disney Plus exclusive. So a lot of people might have even knew it was in theaters. So I'm glad that the marketing department can get a reshuffle, and the creators have more power than the marketing team. So I like that.
Larry, where you at?
I have a little personal insight on this, not with Disney, but I used to work for the Smithsonian Channel, and I used to be a web producer. So I would create original content for the web, and I would cut trailers. And there was always a battle between the production side, the content side that was actually creating the content and was responsible for what was going into the programs, to the marketing side and the web side that was in a different office in New York, that always wanted to put up certain things, and the production side was always like, no, don't put that, put this. And then, as someone who was actually cutting this, I was always getting caught in the middle, because my direct report, the person I was directly reporting to, was always telling me, this is what you're cutting. And then they would get it, they were like, we don't like it, redo it. And so I personally think those departments probably should be meshed in. Like, some of it should be meshed into one, because it's too much of a conflict when you have one group saying, we need this, we want that, this is what's exciting about the film, and they're like, yeah, but you can't show it because then you give too much away, and then they know what's up. People aren't as excited to see it. They're like, I know what's gonna happen. They don't want to see it. So you have to tease it without giving it away. You know,
right on.
So maybe they should hire some strippers to teach them because they're good at teasing. You know, that's what their job is. I mean, I say that facetiously, but there are people whose job is to the art of teasing, and maybe they need to, learn a couple of tricks from some other trades.
And I'll just say to add just one more thing about marketing. I mean, they got not that Ryan Reynolds made up all the Deadpool marketing, but that whole strategy that they had with his films, that some of the best marketing I've ever seen for any film franchise comes from Deadpool. So luckily they have an employee that has his hand in how to market things. So maybe they'll take some lessons from how Deadpool is produced and marketed to the audience.
And he seems like he actually enjoys being Deadpool.
Yes, very much.
And I think that's one thing that's important is that if someone enjoys it, I think you're much more likely going to get them to do those types of promotions. Mm-hmm. And for people who maybe have some sour feelings about their experience playing a role, or they just want to move on to something else, I don't think you're likely going to get them to do that. And so I think it's important to find people that are genuinely interested in the work that they're doing and the roles that they're playing so that you can have those experiences. Because I agree. I think Deadpool, those little clips that you see here and there, they are just freaking phenomenal.
Incredible. Yeah. I agree.
Well, and last thing, guys, this week, Bob Iger is holding an employee and cast member town hall to discuss the future of Disney. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in that room to hear everything that's going to be discussed because, again, I'm just super happy about this. But Elliot, Elliot, I want to thank you for your commentary on this right here. I'm excited, and I think that Disney is going to be great, and even more phase 5 may possibly be the best phase of the whole MCU, and I am mother freaking ready for that.
I want to ask you, B, what kind of leaks do you think are going to come out after this this cast and employee meeting?
I have no idea. I'm just hoping for good news. I just doubt that it can be bad. So who knows? What you think?
I'm more than anything. I'm just because as you talked about the very top, B, the fact that it happened so swiftly and so quickly, it makes you think that there was some board meeting, emergency fourth quarter call that really got him out of this door. So that's what I'm looking forward to hearing about. Like, what exactly was it? What move was it that he recently made that got him out of that seat? Is what I'm looking forward to hearing.
Yeah,
me too, man. Me too. But as we're closing out, I see that we have 131 people watching right now. And we have how many thumbs up?
B, don't forget about Dane C. He sent a couple of super chats, and
I'm tripping. I got them. Thank you, sir. I have them saved right here too. Thank you, Larry. You coming through to save the day. My fault, Dane C. Hold on, let's do it like this.
What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
Dane C, $2. Bob blew $70 billion on Fox. They haven't re-upped. Yeah, that's I did spend that much. That's crazy. I know there was rumors talking about Apple may buy.
Yeah.
I just don't see that. They can buy them easily,
right?
Just a fart in the wind, but I don't see that happening.
About buying Fox or buying Disney?
Buying Disney, my bad. Buying Disney, my bad.
I don't think they can afford to buy Disney, man.
Oh, hold on. Dang, another $2.
Yes!
I read Disney Plus hasn't made a profit. I don't know. I know they was at a loss for something, but I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much and pass around false information. But Dane C, again, thank you so much for this. For the $2 super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. Larry, do you know how much Apple is worth?
I do. They're worth a lot, no doubt. But Apple, I'm not sure if they're liquid enough to be able to afford to buy Disney like that. Not to mention, Apple's having their own set of problems right now, because Apple is so heavily dependent upon China to produce their products, and China is killing them with these zero COVID lockdowns and everything else. You can't even buy an iPhone 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max, and those are their two most popular phones. You can't even buy them; they're not available anywhere because their production has been, just at a snail's crawl because of all the lockdowns. And I think that China, I think that Apple recognizes this to a certain extent. Well, I think they know they recognize it, that they're going to have to move, and they have been slowly sort of sort of inching their way into other places to move production out of China. But that's going to take a long time, and it's going to take a lot of money, and I think Apple's going to have its own set of issues it needs to deal with besides trying to buy Disney.
Right on. Well, guys, again, we would love to hear your commentary. So please let us know what you think down below in that comment section in the chat. And if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure.
I'll tell you what I would like to see, B. I would like to see like a strategic partnership with them where maybe instead of buying Disney outright, maybe they buy Disney Plus, and Disney Plus can then be just preloaded onto all Apple devices.
Yeah.
Everything, your phone, your tablets, your computers. It's just like how you have iMessage on your phone when you boot it up, you get Disney Plus, and it includes all the Disney stuff plus all the Apple Plus content on there. I wouldn't mind seeing that, especially if they give you some sort of discount for being an Apple user.
Right.
I don't know about that. But we'll
That's because you're an Android user.
There must be an Android user over here, Larry.
I am an Android user. I see that we got another super chat. We're gonna move on from that. Oh, yeah, Marcy X, thank you so much, man. And this is the dub. So let me. I gotta switch the thing. Here we go. Hold on. Let me and 1 second. I gotta do it right. I gotta change this background.
I like her thumbnail. Those eyes are intense.
Yes, they are very intense. Here we go. Marcy, thank you so much for the $19.99 super chat. Big Papa Iger is preparing Disney for the Apple merger and found out Bob Paycheck was cooking the books. You are most likely right, but that would be hilarious. But Marcy, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Now, guys, that is going to wrap up the show. But I have one more thing that I'm gonna talk about. I got to talk about, and it has to do with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I was gonna make a separate. I recorded a video about this, but it was about 20 minutes. But I decided to redo it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it right now live. I didn't plan on having Larry and Elliot here. And so Elliot and Larry, if you guys respond, y'all already do just a great job, but I'm just going to ask for you to go out of your way and try to provide the best, most mature response that you possibly can have, because I am quite upset about this. But when it comes to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, if you look at my page here, I did a lot of videos on the topic. I got a pregame of my expectations before the film. I have a straight out of the theater reaction as well that did pretty good. They almost got 50,000 views. My non-spoiler review got 61,000. Saw it again. Me, Elliot, and Eman, 2.5 hour video, 32,000 views. I mean, I did a lot of coverage on this movie, on this topic, because I love I love Black people. I'm Black. I love martial arts films. I love comic books. And when you combine all of those aspects into one movie, I'm going to be very excited about it. I'm going to be very passionate. I'm going to be very emotional about it. And I'm going to want to talk about it. And even before this movie came out, I told myself that I was going to see this multiple times, just because, I want this to be as best as it possibly can be. I know that Ryan Coogler and the cast had a hard time putting this film together because of the obvious that Chadwick Boseman passed away. So I do appreciate all the hard work that they put into this. I didn't ask them. I'm thankful for the film, but I didn't ask them to. I wanted them to postpone it. But I just say all that to say this. Out of all the coverage that I have gone over for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I've got a lot of positive feedback. But I've got just a little bit of negative feedback as well. And I just do not understand. And I'm not trying to come to any conclusions here or speak in absolutes as if I'm always right. I just did not understand some of the disdain that I've gotten over the past couple of weeks in the DMs, comment sections, and the emails about how I hate women or I'm misogynistic and being insensitive to women, and I don't like Black women, etc. I feel that those claims are a bit ridiculous. not founded on anything factual that I've said on my platform. It either says to me that you didn't watch my reviews, you didn't read them, and you're just being willfully dense. And I don't appreciate it. For people to say that I hate the film and that I'm bashing the film because it's a black creator and I'm wrong for that, I just don't understand. I gave it a positive rating. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. To me, a 6 and above is passing. So how can I hate the film when I gave it a 6.5 out of 10? I put my rating on Rotten Tomatoes as well, so that can give it a boost. I have this written grade there on my website. You know, a lot of you people don't even go there, but I put it all over the place. I didn't love Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, but I did like it. I did like it. If you look, there it is right here, 6.5 out of 10 on my website. You know, here's my written review. This is the longest review I've ever written. So I just don't understand the pushback. In your videos, the content creator, it's okay for you and your audience to give the film a 7.5 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. But when I give it a 6.5 out of 10, I'm the devil. I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that's trying to stretch this footage out and make money and do all this. You know, I'm trying to make a profit off of bashing a black film. I don't understand where all this is coming from. I mean, just because I didn't come out and say that the film is perfect, that it's a perfect 10 out of 10, you know, I'm the devil, I'm the bad guy, I'm the boogeyman, and I don't understand that, and I don't appreciate it. Especially, and I expect it in the comment section, but when it's coming from other content creators, it's disgusting to me. We are supposed to be allies. You cannot say I'm not an ally. I bring everybody to my channel. Everybody. When Elliot and Larry see the emails, they see who I send the invitation to. Some people are still on the list, some people are not. You'll see that I send invitations to people for 6 months and they never respond, and that's fine. I'm not mad at them for that. If they don't want to be here, they don't want to be here. I have no problem with that, but I have gone out of my way to work with people and try to build a channel tab and be like, hey, I'm always supporting everybody. Always. You ain't never heard me talk negative about any other creator or what they doing on their channel unless they being some type of sellout coon, and I don't even discuss that. But in your videos, you want to talk crap about me? Why are you telling your audience lies about how I feel about the film? Like, oh, they over there bashing the film. Hey, the women, everybody on my channel gave it a positive rating. No shade to Larry, except for Larry. He gave it a 4 out of 10. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Elliot gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Is that correct, Elliot? A 3.5 out of 5?
Yeah.
Eman gave it a 7 out of 10. Kim gave it a 6.5 out of 10. My homeboy Malcolm gave it a B-. And Lamont gave it a passing grade as well. I don't remember exactly what his grade was, but I know it's passing. Those are 6 positive ratings for the film, and with the exception of Larry. So 7 people, 6 out of those 7 people gave it a positive rating. But we hate the film over here. We bashing women. I praise Shuri.
Come for me. I want all the smoke.
I praise Shuri. I praise Queen Wamanda. I praised Okoye. I praised Nakia. The only people I didn't praise in the film was Riri Williams and Aneka. I said that Queen Wamanda was the best part of the movie. She had some of the best scenes. Her and Okoye on the fight with Atuma. But just because I say that M'Baku is taking a back seat, or where's the men in a male franchise, we're the bad guys over here. I'm not trying to talk slick. I'm not trying to have an attitude and be like, I'm not trying to do all of that. I genuinely do not understand. And I'm so disappointed. And if you don't have nothing, positive to say about me, don't say nothing at all. I have a lot of issues with what you say in your videos, but I stay on code and I keep my mouth shut. But you want to talk crap about me and lie to your audience and say that we bashing women? Why? Let me calm down.
Sometimes you have to name names, bro. I'm not telling you to do it, but sometimes
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Sometimes you have to name names.
But why are you concerned with how many videos I do on a topic that you could have been a part of if you wanted to. But you didn't.
Is it who I'm thinking of?
Don't, respectfully, Larry, just dial it back.
All right, bro. All right.
But you could have, you know, why are you worried about the few extra dollars that I'm making on my platform? You are doing better than I am anyway. Keep doing what you're doing. We supposed to be working together. That's all I'm about on my channel. I mean, like, I don't want to say that because I don't want to spill the beans, but it's just, I just have to vent right now, and it really upsets me that I have said some things in my videos and on my lives, and people, they don't like me anymore, and that's fine. I'm not gonna please everybody. That's impossible. But you know what those people do? They just don't watch my videos anymore. And they're going and mind their own business. I mean, that's just normal. Sometimes when you come across content creators that you like, you may not like them forever. You may watch them for 2 or 3 years straight, and they just may not be your cup of tea anymore. You keep it moving, and that's fine. That's normal. That happens in all aspects of life. But what you do not do is talk crap about those people in your own videos. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. If you don't like me, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. We are all going to say and do things in our lives that somebody else, that our peers are not a fan of. That's life. But there's a way to handle it, and there's a way not to handle it. And talking crap is not cool. It's just not. Have I been out of pocket before in the comment section? Yes. And I was wrong for it. And you know what? I apologized. I did. I won't get specific, but I don't like when content creators don't, and you don't have to work if you want to be solo Jolo, that's perfectly fine. But just leave other people's name out your mouth. Or if you're gonna talk about other people, do it behind closed doors. Don't do it for the whole world to see it. And even while I'm disappointed and all that, I'm still willing to work with you and everybody else that does this, because we got. But man, you look, I would hate to see how you react if, and I'm not just talking about one person, multiple people. I would hate to see how y'all react if my channel does blow up and grow. Are you going to be able to hold it together? Hope so, because we can still work together. But you know, I doubt it. And going back to the movie, it just doesn't make sense to me how again, I brought 7 people on my channel. And another thing here, for all of the women out there, black women calling us misogynistic over here, how would y'all feel is if when we start talking about hashtag recast T'Challa, as soon but Chadwick passed away August of 2020, and I remember I said to myself, I'm not going to talk about no recast. I'm just let them do their thing. When Kevin Feige came out December of 2020 and made the announcement that they was going to recast T'Challa, excuse me, Larry was a part of it. We did a live like within the next 24 hours. And immediately when we started talking about hashtag recast T'Challa, people jumping in the comment section. Oh my God, anybody want to recast T'Challa or not have Shuri as Black Panther? You know, you hate women. How would y'all feel if we just came out with something ridiculous, said, hey, well, if you don't support hashtag recast T'Challa, you hate men? How ignorant would that be? But we didn't come out and say that. But y'all want to jump in our comment section and somehow we hate women if we don't want Shuri to be Black. And I don't want to go down the whole list of the recast T'Challa thing and the reasons that are valid, that Eman did a great job of putting in his on the change.org petition. But why Black women, not all of you, but some of you, why is it that your voice is the only one that matters? You are not the only all Black women do not agree with you. There are other Black women out there that says that, yes, there was an absence of man, and I wish, and this was ridiculous, and that was ridiculous. So to all the people calling us misogynistic, like, who am I supposed to believe? Put yourself in my shoes. I got one group of Black women over here saying misogyny, misogyny, misogyny. But then I did have another group of Black women over here saying, no, they did emasculate M'Baku, which that's the word I never used. Or if I did, I take it back. So who am I supposed to believe? A group, Black woman group A or Black woman group B? Whose opinion is more valid? I try to keep it open, but no, you stay in your echo chamber and repeat the same stuff over and over and over again, thinking it's righteous. It is annoying. It is very annoying. And I don't get that as far as Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And also for you to, if you don't like me, that's fine. Just, you don't got to talk about me. The thing is, we both can win. That we don't have to hate on each other and compete with each other. There is so much content out there for us to cover, and we can't all cover it all. We can all win. We can all eat at the table. We don't have to be at the same table, but we can all win. There doesn't have to be one table. I don't stop it, because the more you're doing this, the more people see what type of people you are, and it's just going to be your downfall. I'm going to make it, but I guarantee you, if you keep up this behavior, it's just not going to work out for the best. I don't want that to happen, but just stop. I've been holding my, I'm done. Elia, I don't know if you've gotten any continuous backlash on your commentary on Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If you want to speak on it, you can. If you or respond to me. Also, Marcy XB, don't take it personal. They are just clout chasing and getting clicks. You have grown your channel organically without bashing other creators. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. We riding with you 100%. Thank you, Marcy. I do appreciate it. My heart is just broken. But Elliot, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
If you have any commentary, if you don't, man, we can wrap. We can get out of here.
No, man. I mean, I think you spoke, what was on your chest, man. And I always appreciate that about you, B. And that's really all I have to add to it, man. As far as the commentary on my platform, I'm the type of creator that just kind of allows the positives to outweigh the negative. So if there were any like comments like that, I just kind of ignore it, because I know who I am as an individual, and I think my audience knows that too. So it doesn't those type of slanders or words, misogynistic stuff like that. That's not who I am. So I let that stuff just kind of go on in the water. So I haven't had it like you, Brandon, but I had a couple comments, but I just let it, one in or out the other. But again, it's I wish we can have, like you kind of mentioned, a better community when it comes to supporting one another and being there for one another, not bringing each other down. But other than that, man, I really got nothing to add to the conversation. But Larry, I know I want to hear Larry's thoughts. I know you got something to say.
I don't know who said this, but you guys have seen how I was attacked on this platform when I had words of criticism for women. And
it was a collection of people. Go ahead.
And I will say this, that people who think that if you're criticizing women, that you are somehow misogynistic and don't appreciate, love, or respect Black women, I think you are the ones that don't actually appreciate, love, or respect Black women. I feel like if you do not constructively criticize your peers, the people that you are set out there to do your job with, if you don't criticize them because of the color of their skin or because of the gender that they are, that you don't respect them. If you watch a Black film as a white person and you don't give it fair criticism because it's a Black film, you don't respect Black filmmakers and the Black folks there. If you watch something that women are doing and you don't give it fair criticism, you don't respect women. It's just like if you're treating them like kids, like they can't take the criticism. It's like if you have a little kid, if you have a son or a daughter or a niece or a nephew, and they come up with some stick figure crayon painting or drawing, and they come up and say, look. And you say, oh, that's so beautiful. Here, go hang it up. You know that's not some fine piece of art that deserves to be in the Met, but you're not gonna criticize them. You're not gonna step all over them and squash their creativity. You're gonna say it's beautiful, do your thing. But there's a point when you're a professional actor, you're a professional filmmaker, you're a professional director, writer, whatever you are doing, that your criticism is going to be the same as everyone else's, regardless of whether or not you have a penis or a vagina, whether or not your skin is black or white, brown or yellow. It does not matter. Red too. I don't want to leave anybody out. It does not matter the color of your skin, the gender that you hold. You're going to get that criticism. I have a mother who is a Black woman. She's an attorney. She raised me, and I respect Black women. My wife is Black. My sister is Black. And they're all highly educated professional women. I respect Black women enough to give them fair and equal criticism. That's what it is. Every time we talk about Wakanda, we are criticizing. I criticize the men all the time. Every time we talk about it, when I talk about how Killmonger is the rightful ruler of Wakanda and how he was stopped 3 times from delivering that death blow to T'Challa. Every time we talk about that, that is a direct criticism of the characters and the filmmakers. And I don't hear anybody talking about I'm somehow being sexist or whatever else. They take the criticism for what it is. But if you get mad because you say something about Shuri, I'll tell you right now, I think Shuri, as with Letitia Wright as Shuri, was the wrong person to put in there as Black Panther. For one, I don't think Letitia Wright is strong enough of an actor to carry the lead in a movie right now. I don't think she's that good. Is she an okay actor? Sure, maybe as a co-star or something else, but she's not strong enough of an actor to be the lead in a movie. That role should have gone to somebody else. If maybe they should have, if it wasn't going to go to, if they were dead set on having it be a woman, then maybe it should have gone to Lupita. We know she can act. Hell, she's got an Oscar. You know. I don't think they were going to make Queen Ramonda a Black Panther, but I don't think criticizing people for their professional performance makes you a misogynist or hating women or hating Black women. It makes you what you are, which is a critic, and that's what B does. And if you have a problem with him trying to make as much money or get as many views off of a film that he's reviewing, you don't understand YouTube and what you're watching. That's what we're all doing, because views equal money, and we're trying to get as much of both as we can.
Respectfully. So yeah, Larry, thank you for that, man. I'm gonna wrap it up. I have a new goal now. I am motivated, but motivation dies out, and you got to replace it with discipline. Elliot, I'm gonna definitely be talking to you about that behind the scenes, because you're disciplined as hell. I got so much respect for your schedule and how you put out content, but y'all, I just had to get that off my chest. I'm just more disappointed with some creators out there that, you know, I just find their actions detestable. Last thing, Larry, before we get out of here, real quick.
I don't want to call anybody out by name in the comment section, but somebody brought up a good point that I want to address. Somebody mentioned the way, like, I criticized this film, and I criticized The Woman King, and somebody said that the way that I say things sometimes seems like I'm criticizing the people directly, or they don't like the way that I say things. Basically what it comes down to. They are sensitive about the way that I say things. And I have said this time and time again. I don't care. I say what I have to say in the way that I want to say it. If you don't like the way that I say things, you don't have to listen to the way that I say things, but there's a lot of people that want to hear what I have to say, and they like the way that I say it. I will stand by the whole thing with Woman King. I don't like the fact that they were celebrating slavers. I don't care if they're Black women, Black men, white women. I hate slavery in all of its forms, and I hate the idea that people are out there willing to celebrate it because they were Black women that were practicing it. And it's horrible. And if you don't like the fact that I said it in the most horrible, disdainful, and forceful and aggressive way, that's just too bad. That's the way that I feel about slavery. This movie, I don't think was great. And I said what I said, and now I'm out.
Dane C, $2. You gave Woman King an 8 out of 10, but you hate Black women. Yeah, I don't understand. Even Larry, don't comment, but even when we did the trailer reaction, when it was with me, you and Tara, there was somebody in the comment section that was saying that they was going to leave Black men and abandon us because we didn't love the trailer. I'm not a professional doctor, but I just say if that's your mindset, you know, you may need to talk to a professional, because I just don't understand that. But I'm off my soapbox. You know, part of this has been bubbling up since the release of Wakanda Forever. Some of this has been bubbling up for the past 2 or 3 years. And I just had to get it off my chest. And I know I've lost some people. It has been clear to me doing this live that some people may not be coming back. and that's fine. And I just want to say,
look at your subscribers. Look at your subscriber numbers. You have gained far more than you have lost by being an honest person, an honest reviewer, and someone who is true to yourself. You have gained far more subscribers than you have lost. You should not even think about. You shouldn't even think about the people that were lost. Those people need to be gone. They don't need to be here. They don't deserve what you offer them.
Well, I'm not going to thank you, Larry. I'm not going to say anything, bad about them, but when,
I will. That's what I'm here for.
No, I'm not. Stop it, please. But I'm just saying, when you were here and you was in the comments engaging with great discussions, thank you. I do appreciate it, but I guess our time is ended, and that's life. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to wrap up the Movie News Roundup show. I'm kind of sorry that it ended on a poor note, but it had to be said. Again, if you're watching this via live on the replay, everything that we discussed with their respective links is in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And again, if you do want an audio only podcast, that'll be up tomorrow. I don't have the mental capacity to put it up now, but you can get me on SoundCloud and all these devices right here. See that we got another super chat coming in. Thank you, Larry Adam, for the £2. Push through it, bro. Lavery, I'm sorry. I do appreciate it. Again, I want to thank my guests for showing up. They always do a phenomenal job. And again, they're on my channel tab right now, starting with Elliot with Movie Files. Man, his channel is going. Sir, what do you have going on your channel right now and coming up that everybody can have a nice time looking forward to?
No doubt, man. Always a pleasure, man. Chopping up with you with the latest news and having, real honest conversations, man. I appreciate it, B. But yeah, as far as my channel goes, we'll be talking about some White Lotus season 2 tonight at 9. We talked about Wednesday Addams last week, and this week I think we got Violent Night and The Well, I think, is what I'll be seeing later this week. And of course, like I mentioned earlier at the top of the stream, we got the For Your Consideration movies that I'll be plowing through and putting out short form content for that. So keep an eye out for all that good stuff. And y'all have a fantastic week.
Right on, man. I appreciate it. Larry, what you got going on, bro?
Oh man, just making more videos, more tech reviews. I have some Christmas gift guides that'll be coming up for the holiday season to help people try and pick out the right gift for their friends and loved ones. So yeah, should be sure some good stuff coming through.
Already. Me myself, do your boy a favor. Since I got Black Panther Wakanda Forever haters, look, if you go to my home tab right here, just click home and you scroll down, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If you just click this play all right here, this is a playlist of everything. You can just take this right here and press play and have it playing overnight as you in bed and give me more views, and so they can get even more mad about all the coverage I'm getting. And so do that if let's piss people off and give Brandon another bunch of views. But no, Larry, you asked me earlier about the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I saw it. I actually enjoyed it. I plan on doing a review, I'll try to get that out to you this week. Also, I will try to get you guys a live for the reunion of Love is Blind season 3, especially with the news of SK and Raven. I'm also in the middle of 1899. I'm loving it so far. I'm just in the middle of episode 2 or 3. I can't remember. Elliot, I was shying away from it because I thought it was horror, but it's just, I think I can handle it. And so, also there is a documentary called what's called Discovering Karens or Breaking Down Karens or something. I don't know if y'all seen the trailer, but you got this brown and black woman that invited these 20 white women to dinner, and they're just drilling them at the table about their white supremacy. And it's I saw that the other day. That's quite entertaining.
Where do you get that at?
Some studio just sent me an email like, hey, you want to review the film? Here's the link. I was like, oh, I saw this trailer, and I'm like, yeah. And they sent me a link, and I watched it. We could talk about it after we get off. And so the Karen documentary, 1899, Love is Blind, and Guardians of the Galaxy. And like Elia said at the beginning of this podcast, we got a bunch of movies, Pinocchio and The Fablemans, and a whole bunch of stuff I'm gonna be covering as well. So I have been here too long, but I feel like I'm leaving something out. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Elliot, that's Larry, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.